Hi YouTube, I'm back. After a very, very long break, I'm back. And I want to first apologize to people who, it's some comments, I've been getting the comments, I've been getting messages and emails saying that you saw me on YouTube. And I got some people saying, when are you going to make another video? And so I wanted to, say thanks for sticking by. Just as every other human being on this planet, I've had to deal with a lot of challenging situations that took energy away from me doing videos. It took away from me, actually. To be honest, I wasn't keeping up with my own hair, trying to be a single mom, trying to deal with all the conflicts and struggles that come with that. And basically, I'm back. But out of challenges comes the gems of knowledge and wisdom. And so I wanted to make this video kind of really emphasizing a particular point, a theme that has surfaced and that I feel is in line with the natural hair business that I have and the information I like to share with people through my videos. And that is to never, ever, ever, ever apologize for who you are. Never feel shamed. Any stage of life and journey, hair to body to anything. We all have journeys. We all have lessons to learn while we're here, and things to experience, and so through all that, though, I think the biggest lesson is to be who you are. We are here for reasons. We are here for purposes, and you oftentimes want to reflect externally on your outside through your hair, through your clothing, and other things. You want to express this who you are and the core being of who you are. That's for you. That's personal. We're not here to please anyone else. We're not here to, in that sense, as far as trying to be something other than we are. So how that also relates to what I do with the hair is that I notice, and myself included, a lot of us want to achieve certain looks or certain things that maybe we don't necessarily have at that moment in time. For instance, your hair might be a certain length or a certain texture or a certain thickness, and off the bat people come to me and they're like, my hair is automatically negative. My hair is too short, too thin. I want my hair to look different, be long, be this, or look like this person, or come in with a million pictures. And that's cool to aspire to have goals for yourself, but within the realistic expectations of what we can do. And I say that because there's parallels from what we can do as far as physically with our hair, what our bodies can do, what we can do physically. Wherever you are, be proud in that. This is you. This is who you are, and at this moment. And if you have goals that can be achieved, you can work towards that. But the most important thing is right now in this moment. Who are you? Love who you are. I'm gonna be personal because I posted on my Facebook page. It was very emotional for me. Honestly, I kind of refrained from posting any real pictures of myself. I posted like a couple. Because I felt ever since I had my daughter that I was, too big, or I just wasn't fitting somebody's idea of what I should be, or I was gonna let people down because I wasn't this perfect, which is weird. A lot of this stuff is just irrational, but and additionally, my hair, I wasn't keeping up with my hair. It needs to be retightened, but it took me a while to get to the whole head because I was tired. I'm gonna be real. I'm tired. I work in the weekends, every weekend, and then I work multiple different jobs as a social worker. I switch hats, and I become the loctician, and become the business owner, I become the mom, and then become Jessyca. And I felt like I had to hide because I had to become perfect in order to come out and show myself. I had to be at this perfect place. So yeah, I'm gonna need to lose 50 pounds. I'm gonna need to make sure my hair is all done. I'm transparent. I want to be transparent because I want to be as honest as possible. A lot of reasons why I didn't make a video is because I was like, my hair is not done. It's very important, true, but you know, I just let things stop me, and then there were also some other things that literally stopped me, and I couldn't send to making videos. But the real lesson was, you're good enough where you are, and you can have goals to be better. You should have goals to be better, but there's nothing wrong with where you are right now. And so if you want to start your locks, and you have enough, you are physically able to do it, your hair is healthy, your scalp is healthy, you have no barriers to growing your hair, you just want length. I want you to think about really just, where am I right now, and why can't I really accept where it is right now? Now, I do the extensions and the weaving services, and that desire for me to get that, to create that skill for myself and really refine it, was because I wanted to help people who did not have the physical ability to really create, or they were working on it. They were going to see rounds of doctors and dermatologists, but they wanted to maintain a natural look that they like, which would be the micro locks, and they really wanted that service. So I empathized on that level, and I get that. But when there's a person with just beautiful even if it's a little teeny weeny fro, or they have the ability to have beautiful locks, and it's just that their hair doesn't have the length, I sit back and that's when the social work hat comes on, and the therapist hat, and I say, you know what? I am a business, but I'm also a business that has a conscience. Well, a lot of businesses do, but it's run by a social worker. So, you know, I'm gonna analyze all the aspects of this, and I'm gonna say, what is wrong with where you are right now? If you want to start right now, and I get if you want to start later, when you have more hair length and things like that, but what's wrong with you right now? I speak to myself when I speak to you guys, so I'm never putting myself out of the conversation. I started with 4 inches of hair, and I have a round face. That's why I call these micro locks, because I always had micro braids, and I would curl them. I look just like this with the braids. I would curl them, make them big. I had to cover my face because my face is round. I have a double chin and really big cheeks. And so I felt like if I were to start my hair with 4 inches, you would see my head, my big head, and then I had to challenge myself, because I'm always doing that. And I think we all need to stop in that moment and say, what is this really about? What is this really about? You find that it's about really pleasing others and not accepting yourself because you're trying to conform to others. I made a Facebook post, and I poured my heart out. You know, I'm in the field of mental wellness. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable. You have to expose those things that you feel bad about yourself. And I've often felt bad about my external, my weight, my nose. Not really my lips. I kind of like my lips. And I learned to love my nose and my full face. But I always felt like I had to, you know, that it wasn't perfect. Like, you know, and I'm probably never going to be a size 2. If I am, I'm probably really sick, and that's really not good. But I always felt like, even when I was significantly smaller, I always felt that I wasn't good enough because there was always someone smaller. And so we need to start getting on this road to healing, because guess what? When you start feeling better about yourself, your hair is going to do better. Here's the science behind why this all comes together. Science backs this positive mindset, because I always knew mind, body was connected. There are connections between everything in our environment and in us. We're all impacting each other. So when someone says something nice to you, how do you feel? You feel great, right? If you affirm to yourself very nice things, how do you feel? You literally balancing out. Your body becomes less inflammatory, less acidic. It's all these things that your body pumps out when it's stressed. when it's under stress, when it feels really bad. You become, in a sense, weaker. You pump adrenaline and cortisol and all those things, which often ties to people's it coming out aesthetically, weight gain, hair loss, hormones as well play. But all that stuff is balanced by the other. Emotions, hormones. You notice when your hormones are out of whack, your emotions are out of whack, and your emotions are out of whack, your life is out of whack. Your hair is out of whack. Your nutrition is out of whack. You start comfort eating. You start seeking other non-nutrition food, and it impacts your hair. And then, not just your hair. I'm just saying because this is a lot of my theme is hair. But skin, weight, your life, it's all the same. When we start affirming really great things about ourselves and saying, I am beautiful, I'm loved, I am enough, I have all that I need within me to be abundant and successful. I am successful. Affirm it. I am beautiful and attractive. I am valuable. Those are some of my own personal affirmations. I would like for everyone, it's a little challenge, and believe me, it all ties into hair. Find what you want to be or what you are positively and affirm it. Affirm it every day, even if it's one or two things. Please don't sleep on this. I've had a battle in the past, since I've done the last video, that did a number on my self-esteem. And full disclosure, I've been suffering from emotional abuse in many different ways from a lot of different people. But I'm about wellness. I'm about talking about things in order to bring about healing. So from the childhood emotional abuse that I then repeated throughout my relationship to the last significant relationship. Imagine every horrible thing you could possibly say to me. That was said to me. And then with the pregnancy and the hormones and then the postpartum recovery, our bodies don't let anybody tell you it's only 6 weeks. Your postpartum recovery is years. I believe at least 2. My daughter is 2.5. I finally, as soon as she turned 2, started feeling like Jessyca. But all that had a role in how I viewed myself and how I actually looked. When you start affirming yourself, you're building up the foundation again. You're reprogramming your brain, your mind, and everything. Your output of energy switches. Your body's pH balance switches. You become... It's like more of a homeostasis within your body. It starts to repair itself. It starts to strengthen itself. There are many types of ways people do this, through prayer, through meditation. But I know when I have a client in the chair, and when he or she is going through something, I can see it in her hair. And I can see the thinning. And then my first question is, how's home and work? Are you experiencing a lot of stress? And almost without a doubt, it's yes. And then it's, then you start hearing stories about how disempowered they feel, how, life just feels overwhelming, and you don't hear much about how strong they are, how they are successful, whether they're attaching their success and income to the job and that's stressing them, or they don't, something's off. So get in tune with yourself. You are divinely created. All that energy is in you, waiting for you to tap into it, waiting to manifest itself physically through our external. This beautiful body that we're gifted is a reflection of us in. Do not try. Okay, I don't like telling people what to do, but suppressing who you are is really just hurting you. And not affirming that great, beautiful light that's within you is only going to wreak havoc within you and externally. I'm going to do a video specifically about hair. I'll probably do it right after this video. But I want to thank you so much for subscribing, all the people that have subscribed and the people have commented, supported, emailed, found their way to my hair studio in Brooklyn. Another announcement is that I have another hair space in South Jersey, Philadelphia area, that is also accessible and available. So although Brooklyn is the primary space, if you are seeking or looking, definitely contact me. My website is naturallybeautifulhaircare.com. I'm just a simple mom, entrepreneur, woman, black woman, social worker. But beyond that, I am this divine person just as you are. And I just express myself through the things that you see. So remember that about yourself. Okay, bye guys. Stay tuned for more videos.